All right, my friend, I want to talk to you about discipline. Discipline. So it's a word that I think there's a lot of confusion about. It's a word that I used to hate. Discipline is like, oh, punishment. Someone wanting them to me do stuff. And there is a nuance to discipline that I think is missing. I haven't heard anyone talk about it like this. So that is what I would like to do with you today. My name is Calvin Corelli. I am the founder and CEO of a software company called Simplero, where we help coaches and consultants and service-based businesses make, last I checked, $650 million-ish or something like that. So this is not about that, though. This is about discipline. So here's the thing. Discipline, to me, growing up meant my dad forcing me to do stuff, right? Like, you gotta clean our room, you gotta take out the trash, you gotta whatever. Like, it felt like being disciplined, right? Being disciplined, being told that I did something wrong, being reprimanded, whatever. And that sucks, obviously. And so what I noticed happening was that in my life later on, as I was trying to get into a discipline myself of doing something consistently, that old pattern of like, fuck you, dad, like would show up. I love my dad. But we all have a version of this, right? So that pattern would come up and I'd be like, don't tell me what to do. But the person that was telling me, no, don't tell me what to do was me. Right? And I see that with so many people that we resist any kind of regimen because it reminds of us of some authority figure, typically dad, who told us what to do or what we couldn't do, what we had to do. And we were like, fuck that, I don't want to do that. What I learned though, is that, and you may have heard this moniker before, discipline equals freedom. And where that really hit home for me was when I quit alcohol some 6-7 years ago, where from that moment on, it was not a question, should I drink, should I not drink? I don't drink, I'm not a drinker. It wasn't that, there's no concern there, there's no consideration there. It's just like, no, I don't drink. And it's funny because people talk about like, well, how do other people react? And are they gonna accept it? And like, aren't they gonna be like, oh, come on, just a little. Has never happened to me. Like not even once. I'm just like, no, I don't drink. Like, no, I'm just gonna have club soda or something. Like it's never been an issue. And I think partly because I'm just so convicted inside of me, it's not even a question. I'm not even remotely. I think there's one time, one person like, come on, you're gonna have a glass of wine. I was like, no, I'm not gonna. And then she gave up. So it becomes really easy. And the thing that I really discovered with discipline, with this, was that it freed up my mind so much from having to think about, should I drink tonight? Should I not drink tonight? Like if I drink, how much can I drink? Can I still drive home? Do I need to get someone else to drive home? Do I need to talk to my blah, 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 blah? Can I bring the car? Should I get an Uber? Like all of that stuff. And then like inevitably it's like, oh, I'll just have one glass. And then one glass turns into 2 glasses and 3 glasses. And like I get a cocktail and then we have some beers after. And then like I'm hammered. And the next day my brain can't function properly. And I'm just like, all right, screw this. And so all of that is now, it's just completely gone. All of that energy is freed up. All my, Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings are just clear. It's never an issue. I like New Year's Eve, like, yeah, it was a little groggy because we'd stayed up late, but not because I had any alcohol, right? So it helps so much. And the reason why discipline equals freedom is it frees up your mind from even negotiating, even thinking about it. I don't think about whether I should go to the gym or not in the morning. I just do. But it's also, I don't think about whether I should smoke a cigarette or not. I just don't. I used to smoke a pack a day. But it gives you freedom in that you know that you can make a decision and you're going to stick with it because you have that discipline. You've just trained yourself. I decide something, this is how it's going to be. And that's just how it is. Easy peasy. However, here's where it gets tricky because I've definitely made the decision previously in my life, like I'm gonna work out every day, I'm gonna work hard, But 2 things happen. One, and they're related, they're kind of the same, but there are 2 levels to it. So limiting beliefs and self-sabotage. So it's like, oh, but I don't feel like it. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And like, whatever those stories are, they're going to come up when you're like, I'm going to start working out every morning. I'm going to work on my business first thing every morning. Or I'm going to start writing on my book first thing every morning, whatever it is, then as you get into it, all of those gremlins are going to come up and they're like, oh, but you don't have time, or you're not worth it, or you don't know how to write, or what if you succeed with this? And then people are going to look at you funny because you're afraid of outshining other people, or maybe you're going to feel like if you really do this and you get the body that you deserve, then like other people are going to look at you funny and they're going to be like, oh, maybe you don't belong into your family anymore because in your family you eat and drink a certain way, or you just don't look a certain way, or like you think you're better than us, or whatever it is. Like all of those limiting beliefs are going to come up, right? Gay Hendricks talks about the upper limits, which there's four variants that he's found over and over again. Number one is, I'm broken, I'm flawed, there's something fundamentally broken about me, therefore I can't have this. And so if I did have it, it would disprove that I'm flawed, and so I have to keep proving it. That's how the ego mind works. It's going to keep proving itself right. So if it has a belief that says, I am flawed, and one of the proofs I have is that I don't have money, or I'm overweight, or whatever I set out to do never works out, it's going to prove itself right. It's going to do whatever so that it gets right. This is why it's so important that you evaluate those limiting beliefs. One is flawed. That is number one. Number two is outshining. So I'm afraid of outshining someone else. Okay? I'm going to pull this down a little bit so you can see. So like for me, with my brother, I had this thing where I got to read sooner than him, even though he's older than me. And I felt, everybody else seemed to be cool with it, but I felt like I was outshining him, and that made him feel uncomfortable, and that made me feel uncomfortable. All of this was happening inside my head. There might have been some aspect of it that was real, but it was in my head, and today it's in my head, right? Like there's not, like as a grown up, it's all in my head. So that's number two. Number three is burden. Let me see if I can type that under the beautiful logo there. That you feel like the more successful you are at something, the more you become a burden to others. And the fourth is being disloyal. Disloyal. It says disloyal here. If you're in question, disloyal. All right. So that you feel like you being successful or good at whatever it is, it would be somehow disloyal to your family of origin, or your country, or a vow you've given, or whatever it is. And these are just kind of four types of upper limits that tend to come up over and over again. The point is that your mind is going to sabotage yourself, and you need to deal with those beliefs, those LBs, limiting beliefs, that come up, right? And the way that you do that is that you notice whenever you're stressed out, and then start question your beliefs. Like notice, what is the thought behind this? So when you feel like, oh, I don't want to work out today, instead of just being like, yeah, I deserve a day off or whatever. And I'm not saying that you don't deserve a day off sometimes, but really notice, what is the belief? What is the underlying belief? What is the story that you're telling yourself? And what's behind that? Because usually there's a fear there. There's some fear that you're not going to be okay in the future, right? If I outshine people, they're not going to like me. And if they don't like me, then I'm not going to have any friends, and nothing's going to work out. I'm going to die alone, and blah, 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 right? It's all usually some version of I'm not going to be okay in the future. But here's the deeper level that I really want to talk about, that I don't see a lot of people talk about. And that is, why are you doing it? So depending on what your discipline is, like, why are you looking to be disciplined? Depending on what your discipline is about, there might be a level of, I'm not good enough, or my life is not good enough, something's not okay, and I need to fix it. I'm broke and I hate it, and I need to be disciplined with my spending or my budgeting or my business or something to fix it because I fucking hate being broke. Or I'm fat and sloppy and overweight and I fucking hate it, so now I gotta punish myself by working out and disciplining myself, right? So that one day I can be that, so that again, I'm gonna be okay. Because that's the thing. Like, the feeling is, I'm broken today. My life is broken today. Something's wrong today. I'm not where I need to be. I'm not good enough. And because I'm not good enough, it means I need to do something to fix it in the future so that I can be good enough, because otherwise I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to get love. I'm not going to survive. I'm not going to be okay. Right? And so I want you to pay attention to when and where you're trying to fix something that you feel is broken. It's always going to be not enough to give you what you really want, because there's something on the other side of the result, whether it's money or a relationship or the perfect body or a private jet or whatever it is, something that you believe that once you have that, you're going to feel this way. You're going to feel free. You're going to feel abundant. You're going to feel loved. You're going to feel worthy of love. You're going to feel safe. You're going to feel something. And that something that's on the other end of it, if you don't feel that today, you're never going to feel that from something outside, because the illusion is that something outside of yourself can give you that feeling. It can't. It's just impossible. So cultivate the feeling of what you truly want to feel today. I want to feel like the most abundant person on the planet, as the most loved person on the planet, as the most successful person on the planet. I want to feel just free and safe and at home and like everything is perfect, exactly the way it is. I want to feel so full of love and joy and delight and bliss. Practice that today, because nothing in it needs to change in your external circumstance in order for you to feel that. Literally not a single thing needs to change in order for you to feel that. And the more that you can be in that feeling of that, the easier it's going to be for you to take the action that's going to actually deliver the result. And as a bonus, huge, massive bonus, all of life, the universe is going to bring that to you, because now you're vibrating at a frequency that's resonant with that reality that you want to create. So that, my friends, is the true approach to discipline. And here's the kicker, is the discipline that you really need is the discipline of inquiring into your mind, into your thoughts and beliefs, and practicing being in the feeling of what you truly want. That's the real discipline. There are only two states: suffering states, stressful states, and beautiful states, open states. Closed or open. Here, let me illustrate for you. Let me illustrate for you. You can be closed or you can be open. That's it. Those are the only two. Or open. There we go. So I'm going to figure out the background so I can draw a little bit better, but it's fun. I like it. So those are the only two states that you can really be in. And use your discipline. The core discipline is noticing whenever you close, and then open again. And then on top of that, you can start to layer whatever the fuck you want, right? That's where it gets really fun, because now you're not fighting your nervous system. You're not fighting your belief system. You're actually working alongside who you are. You're engaging everything, getting the wind in your back, if you will. And that's how you really do it. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe and bell and like and all that. Send this to a friend. I really appreciate you being here. Looking forward to seeing the amazing things that you're going to create in your life.